Hi guys, I'm really excited to get started on reading The Crossover with you. It is one of my favorite books. We actually did it for summer reading a few years ago. It is about basketball and love and family, and it's amazing. So today I'm going to show you a couple of different things. First, I'm going to use this downloaded copy that I got off of Google Classroom. And then if you're someone who isn't going to download or can't download for whatever reason, I'm going to show you how to annotate if you are just using it on Classroom. What's cool about this PDF is you can actually jump ahead to whatever poem or chapter that you're on. But because it's the first time reading, I'm going to scroll down so you can see everything. And we're going to start here where it says warm up. And I know that a warm up is what you do before a basketball game. When we start reading, we're going to be thinking about what we usually think about when we start a book. So that's character, setting, conflict. We might not see all of them today, but I want you to keep that in mind as we are reading. What can we annotate for in those categories? And so we're on chapter 1. But as I look at this, it doesn't really look like a traditional chapter with sentences and paragraphs. And if I scroll down to the second one, it's the same thing. This is what we call a novel in verse. And so verse refers to this poetry-like format. So we're actually reading different poems instead of chapters, but these poems will create a story, much like Home of the Brave that you read with Miss Schwaber last year did. So let's get started. And again, we're thinking about character, setting, and conflict. Conflict is the problem. Dribbling. At the top of the key, I'm moving and grooving, popping and rocking. Why you bumping? Why you locking? Man, take this thumping. Be careful though, 'cause now I'm crunking, crisscrossing, flossing, flipping, and my dipping will leave you slipping on the floor while I swoop in to the finish with a fierce finger roll, straight in the hole, swoosh. So if I look back at this, I'm seeing a lot of great onomatopoeia, sound words. It was really fun to read. You might enjoy reading this out loud with a partner or even to yourself. But I don't see a lot about the setting besides the basketball court. And I don't know that much about who this I, the speaker, is. Besides that, it seems like he or she plays basketball. So I'm going to keep reading. And you'll notice I was able to highlight because I downloaded the PDF, so I'm able to edit it. All right, second one. Josh Bell is the title, is my name, is the first line. Seems really important because we've just learned the name of the main character, so I'm going to highlight it. Now I'll keep reading. Josh Bell is my name, but Filthy McNasty is my claim to fame. Folks call me that because my game's acclaimed. So downright dirty, it'll put you to shame. My hair is long, my height's tall. See, I'm the next Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Chris Paul. Remember the greats, my dad likes to gloat. I balled with Magic and the GOAT. But tricks are for kids, I reply. Don't need your pets, my game's so fly. Mom says, your dad's old school, like an old Chevette. You're fresh and new, like a red Corvette. Your game's so sweet, it's a crepe Suzette. Each time you play, it's all net. If anyone else called me fresh and sweet, I'd burn mad as a flame. But I know she's only talking about my game. See, when I play ball, I'm on fire. When I shoot, I inspire. The hoop's for sale, and I'm the buyer. All right, so let's go back and see what else we can pull for information from this poem. I see the phrase Filthy McNasty. I'm wondering if that's some kind of nickname for Josh. And then I see that his dad is saying he balled with Magic and the GOAT. So that makes me think about Magic Johnson, and the GOAT, I'm assuming, is Michael Jordan, since we see LeBron mentioned up here. So maybe he used to play basketball. That's pretty cool. And it also seems like Josh, our main character, loves basketball. And he's pretty cocky about it. When I play ball, I'm on fire. When I shoot, I inspire. So I'm going to annotate that. So in the editing PDF thing I have, I can just click to make a comment. And I'm going to type, Josh is the main character. And it seems like He is really good at basketball. And he knows it. He has a mom and a dad. His dad might have played pro basketball. And it seems like he thinks pretty positively of his mom and his dad. He's mentioning them together side by side, which makes me think he probably lives with them and that they have a good relationship. But we'll keep reading to see if I'm right. I'm going to switch over to my online version of the book in case you didn't download it. And I'm going to scroll down to our next poem. So we're starting to learn things about character. And setting-wise, if he's mentioning Magic, GOAT, Kevin Durant, LeBron, it's pretty contemporary. It's happening around now. His dad played in the past, but not too long ago. Okay, so this time when I annotate, I can't actually type on here, so I'm going to open up my annotation worksheet that was linked to Classroom, and I'm just going to type in here. It's just a table. If this is too much going between screens for you, you could also make this on a piece of paper and take a picture of it and upload it to me. How I got my nickname. I'm not that big on jazz music, but Dad is. One day we were listening to a CD of a musician named Horace Silver, and Dad says, "Josh, this cat is the real deal. Listen to that piano, fast and free, just like you and JB on the court." "It's okay, I guess, Dad." "Okay? Did you say okay? Boy, you better recognize greatness when you hear it. Horace Silver is one of the hippest. If you shoot half as good as he jams..." "Dad, no one says hippest anymore." "Well, they ought to, because this cat is so hip, when he sits down, he's still standing," he says. "Real funny, Dad." "You know what, Josh?" "What, Dad?" "I'm dedicating this next song to you." "What's the next song?" "Only the best song, only the funkiest song, on Silver's Paris Blues album, Filthy McNasty." So the title of this poem told us that, as I predicted, Filthy McNasty is Josh's nickname, and we found out where he got it from. In addition, if we're thinking about character conflict setting, we don't really have a conflict yet, but I think that we're learning more about the relationship between Josh and his dad. So I'm going to put a star because that seems important. Josh and his dad seem to have a good relationship. His dad loves jazz music and gave Josh a nickname from his favorite musician. The one other thing that I'm wondering about on this poem is that this JB, just like you and JB on the court. So I'm going to also annotate, I wonder who JB is. Is it a family member or a teammate? It seems interesting that the dad would mention JB, so that makes me think it could be a family member, but maybe the dad coaches basketball. And then I always know that in case I want to come back for an essay or something else, that I should write where I got my annotation from. There are no page numbers here, so I'm going to put the title of the poem, How I Got My Nickname. And so as we read, we might not be annotating this much all the time, but especially at the beginning, the author is giving us a lot of information, so we want to make sure we record what they're telling us so that we can come back later and keep track of all these characters, much like we did in The Outsiders with our character maps. If there's a different way you want to annotate or take notes, just email me or let me know, and I am happy to figure out a plan with you, but I do want you to be keeping track of your thinking. That is all I'm going to read for today. And if I look at how long we've spent, it's been 9.5 minutes. So we only read a few pages, but rather than rushing through, even though it's short, we really took our time and pulled out important information, thought about choices. And so one other thing that I didn't mention is that Mr. Hayner taught you about dialogue with the quotation marks. But it seems like this author, when the parents are speaking, it's in italics, the slanty letters. And then when Josh is speaking, sometimes it is in the regular font. So up here, he's not speaking, but here they're having a conversation. And the same thing when his mom was talking in the previous poem, it's all in italics. And so the author is telling us that there's a conversation by using the word says. So that's something to pay attention to as we read. I'm excited to read more with you guys, and I want you to be thinking about how can you slow yourself down to really think about what's happening in the book as you read. We won't be reading as many pages because we want you to spend a lot of time thinking about the content of what you read. All right, enjoy, and I can't wait to read with you guys again soon.